Now, there's not many stories will get me out of bed to do a video with my immediate reaction, but this is one. I had a couple of people send me the same news article. I saw the headline and I thought, nah, it can't be. And to be honest with you, I've read the article twice, 3 times, and I'm still thinking, nah, it can't be. But essentially, David Moyes has confirmed West Ham were in for Luis Diaz in the January transfer window. We all know who Luis Diaz is. He's gone to Liverpool. He joined Liverpool in the transfer window from Porto for around about 40 million. It could eventually be 50 million. Big, big money. He was one of the biggest transfers of the January transfer window. But David Moyes today has confirmed that West Ham were in for him. He had a conversation with him and he was trying to get him to West Ham. He hoped to get him to West Ham, but unfortunately he didn't come and he joined Liverpool. I still can't believe it, and we'll get into that in just a minute, but before we do, I'm going to read you the article. We're going to go through it and I'm going to give you my reaction because I've got 1 or 2 things I want to discuss with this. So the headline was, David Moyes makes West Ham transfer admission over Luis Diaz after Liverpool gazumping. He goes on to say, it's true, I spoke with Luis Diaz on the phone and we were quite far down the line to sign him from Porto. My understanding is Liverpool were going to come in for him in the summer and I was going to try and get him in January. He went on to say, I had a conversation with Luis Diaz on the phone with an interpreter and his agent. I really hoped that he was going to choose West Ham. He goes on to say another couple of things as well. I'll put the link to the article in the description so you can go read the full transcript. There's not that much more to it, but I don't want to read the whole thing out. I can't quite believe it. I still can't quite believe it. Because one of these 2 things are probably true. Either A, David Moyes is telling the truth here, and we just didn't know about it. We did not know about it. When the January transfer window shut, he sat down with the media team at West Ham, and in that interview he said that we had made some bids that would have broken records at West Ham. Now, we all assumed he was referring to Rafinha, Calvin Phillips and Nunes of Benfica, Darwin Nunes. There may have been other players as well. Perhaps Luis Diaz is one of those players he was referring to. But we didn't know about it at all. That's what I'm struggling to accept here. I'm struggling to accept that we just didn't hear about it at all. The other thing, so either Moyes is telling the truth and we just didn't know about it, or Moyes is telling porkies, but why would he do that? Why would he just make it up? I get why he could maybe throw out a vague statement like he perhaps did in the interview, which was, oh well, we made some record bids. Well, that could mean anything. That could, what does that mean? We could be bidding 9 million for a left back. That's technically a record bid for West Ham to sign a left back. We've never spent more than 9 million on a left back. That is a record bid. So it's a very vague statement to say that. But to come out and be very precise about this with the player, with the fact that we're in negotiations with the player and the club as well. Why would Moyes say that if it wasn't true? But then if it was true and we didn't hear about it, I mean, like I said, we've often said over the last couple of months, even the last couple of transfer windows actually, that Moyes has done well to stop the leaks and stuff. Now, I'm not denying that. I still believe that Moyes has done well to cut some of the leaks out. However, with the Luis Diaz thing, and this is an isolated transfer rumour, and that's why I'm discussing this transfer rumour only, I find it hard that this rumour wouldn't have got leaked. Not necessarily because of the West Ham side of things, but because of the Luis Diaz side of things. We all knew he was going to Liverpool before he went. We all knew it. It was leaked well in advance. But Moyes has basically admitted we knew Liverpool were wanting him. So the interest of Liverpool, the scouting of Liverpool in Luis Diaz was there for the world to see. We also all knew about Tottenham. We all know Tottenham were negotiating with him. There's a story that's gone round towards the end of the transfer window since it closed that Spurs did all the negotiating, Spurs did the hard work, negotiating Porto down to a price, and then Liverpool just went in at the 11th hour and said, yeah, we'll have that deal, thank you. Let's have a face-off, and then Liverpool end up persuading the player. They let Tottenham do all the hard work, the graft, the hours, the legwork, the negotiating, and Liverpool just pinched him. Perhaps it was us. Perhaps it was West Ham that did all the negotiating and Liverpool just came in and said, we'll have what West Ham have offered, please. Now you've agreed that, we'll put the same on the table and now we'll negotiate with the player. But I just find it difficult that the West Ham interest didn't come out whatsoever. Because, like I said, the rumours regarding Luis Diaz has been there for all to see. there's a couple of Colombian reporters that I know of that are very, very good when it comes to Colombian players. They know the agents, they're very accurate with the reporting. They were reporting on his move to Anfield ahead of time. Even when it was officially done, it was them that announced it, and then Liverpool did the official unveiling as well. They were very, very accurate with their news. So how did they get that right, but not the West Ham interest? Because it can only come from one place. And in fact, there's literally, the Colombian reporter literally says in his tweet, he's spoken to Luis Diaz's agent in regards to his move to Liverpool. So why would the agent not leak the West Ham interest? I don't know. It doesn't really add up. But that's the news. That's what David Moyes is claiming yesterday, that West Ham were in negotiations with Luis Diaz. He had a phone conversation with him, tried to persuade him to come to the London Stadium, but couldn't quite do that. Now, before we go any further, this video is sponsored by the OneFootball app. It doesn't matter if I've got out of bed, I'm still going to use the OneFootball app. The link is in the description and pinned comments of this video if you wish to download it to your device. A very, very handy app, one that myself and Gonzo use daily, including tomorrow. Sunday, when the team lineups come out ahead of the Wolves game, you'll get a notification through to your phone precisely 1 hour before kickoff that says teams announced. You click on it, it takes you straight to their pitch graphic. It will tell you the West Ham starting 11 with what they think is the formation and who's playing where. You've got West Ham there. Next to it says Wolverhampton. You just click that and it tells you the Wolves team as well. It's magic. It's like magic. And to make it even more magical, it's completely free. So get it downloaded to your device. It takes literally 5 seconds to download it to your phone and you'll use it forever more. Links in the description and the pinned comments. Now, Luis Diaz, let's say hypothetically this was true. Because like I said, I don't know if I do believe it or not actually. I think I do, because it's come from Moyes' mouth. It seems gospel. But then this is the man that told us we bid for En-Nesyri, and then come the summer, and that was last January. Then come the summer, we didn't follow up on it at all. We just left it. You know, if you want him in January, why do you not want? I don't know. I don't know. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you believe this or not? But like I said, it is hard not to. Hypothetically, let's assume it was real. I remember Slaven Bilic. When Slaven Bilic was at West Ham, he said that if you want big players, you've got to move before the big clubs. Makes sense. And this is a prime example, because everybody knew that Liverpool wanted Luis Diaz. It's a bit like Fabio Carvalho to some extent, the Fulham player. We all know Liverpool want him. We all know it, right? They tried to get him in January transfer window. They were close, but didn't quite get it done. So if he's free in the summer, we all know Liverpool's going to be moving for him. So you've got to move fast. A bit like, I guess, what teams below us in Premier League might look at West Ham and say, we all know West Ham want Jesse Lingard in the summer, so we're going to have to move quicker than them. So I get what Moyes has done here. If what he says is true, and he's gone for Luis Diaz, he's put the bid in, he's willing to spend 40-50 million to get him to West Ham, I get it. It's not even a bad transfer target. Yes, it's another winger. It would frustrate me a little bit, but at least it's on the opposite side to David Moyes. And I guess the difference between him as a winger compared to someone like Adama Traore as a winger is that Luis Diaz is already prolific. You know, he had a fantastic, had a superb Copa America last summer for Colombia as well. Carried that form into Porto. I think he was the top goal scorer when he joined Liverpool. One of the top goal scorers in the league as well. So he's got goals to his game despite naturally being a winger. We've already seen him at Liverpool scoring. We've already seen him at Liverpool playing through the middle. In sort of the number 9, false 9 position, if you like. So I think, in terms of the player profile, it ticks all the boxes for David Moyes, doesn't it? The right age, 25, 26, he's mid-20s anyway. Scores goals, plays out on the wing. It's expensive, but not that expensive. I think 40 million is a fair fee for somebody who's going to come in and get you goals. And I think when you are David Moyes, if you know Liverpool are after the player as well, they don't make too many mistakes in the transfer market recently, Liverpool. Usually they get them right. So Liverpool's going after him. I think that's also, to some extent, almost like confirmation that you're going after a good player here. So I don't think the player identity is necessarily the wrong thing. I just think it was perhaps naive to go after a player that Liverpool want. To go and compete with Liverpool for a player, you're never really going to win, are you? It's worth throwing your hat in the ring, I guess, but to persuade him to come to the London Stadium was always going to be difficult, I think. But I think I'm more surprised why has Moyes said it? Do you know what I mean? Is he trying to create a distraction away from the club, like the form we're in at the minute, just before a big game against Wolves? I'm not too sure. It's one of those. I think the most frustrating thing for me is it's another we tried, isn't it? Well, we tried to get this player, we tried to get that player. Now here we are, after he's gone to Liverpool, and despite only playing a handful of appearances, he's looked pretty bloody good, hasn't he? Let's face it, he has looked good. It's easy to say, well, we tried to get him, actually. It's another, oh, we were close. Oh, we picked the right player. We couldn't quite get it done. I find myself more frustrated than anything. I guess to some extent, should we be happy that we're identifying this player and going after this type of player? Not really. I think it was an obvious one. I've always felt when it comes to like players like Luis Diaz, there's no unearthing a gem there, is there? It's not like when we plucked Diafasako out of the second division in France and took him to England. Now, it didn't quite work out and stuff, but when we took him in, we thought, blimey, where have we got this geezer from? Here we are, here's a guy that can score goals. Where have we got this guy from? It's not quite like that. You know, this Luis Diaz, a bit like what Darwin Núñez is currently playing in the Champions League for Benfica, the top goal scorer in the Portuguese division. He's hardly hidden, do you know what I mean? It doesn't take a lot of scouting or creativity to go and find this player. It's a bit like that with Luis Diaz. One of the best players at Copa America in the summer. It's hardly like an obscure signing that nobody's heard of. But just surprised, I think, is more why I jumped on this video tonight. Because I thought, bloody hell, surely not. And then I thought, surely not. And I thought, nah, surely not. But anyway, that's why you've got fluffy hair, Gio. You've got fluffy hair, Gio, because he was in bed. And I thought, I'm not doing my hair just to do this video and jump off again. But I wanted to get this video done so I can publish it first thing in the morning. While I'm eating my frosted shreddies downstairs, I'll be publishing the video. Happy days. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Like I said, I'll leave the link to the article in the description as well, alongside the One Football app, so you can click on it and have a read for yourself. But essentially, David Moyes is claiming he doesn't use the word close, but he certainly had a phone conversation with Luis Diaz and hoped to lure him to London Stadium, but Liverpool went in and got him. We all know Tottenham did the hard work and Liverpool pinched him. Maybe it was us. Maybe West Ham did the hard work. I'm not too sure. But the timing of it, I don't know. I'm a bit too sceptical when it comes to West Ham. This article, this story is just another one of them I'm going to file under suspicious, I think. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video with Fluffy Hair Gio, drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We did the preview last night, that'll be on your screen in just a minute. Hopefully later on today I'll have an opposition preview with a Wolves fan where you won't have Fluffy Hair Gio. But if you're going to the game tomorrow, enjoy it. If not, the boys will be live at 12:55 with the build-up show, so make sure you pop back and join them then. Catch you in a bit.